Even Science video. This video is all about the eye. You need to be able to label the main parts of the eye, so let's begin. We've got the pupil, the lens, the retina, the optic nerve, the cornea, the vitreous humor, and the choroid. We need to also look at what happens to the eye when it's exposed to different amounts of light. If we begin with bright light. If your eye is exposed to bright light, then it can cause a lot of damage, and therefore there is a reflex action to protect the eye. So within bright light, the stimulus would be the bright light. The receptors would be the light-sensitive cells within your eye. This would therefore cause the reflex arc to be initiated via a nervous impulse being sent along the sensory neuron to the relay neuron to the motor neuron, and eventually reaching the effector, which in this case would be your iris muscles. This would bring about a response where the pupil gets smaller to allow less light into the eye. This is caused by the circular muscles contracting and the radial muscles relaxing. In low light, the stimulus would of course be that there is insufficient light, detected by the light sensitive cells in your eye, causing the reflex arc to be initiated. The effector again would be the iris muscles, but the response this time would be the pupil needs to get larger to allow more light in. This would be brought around by the circular muscles relaxing this time and the radial muscles contracting this time. The eye is also able to look at near and distant objects. So how does your eye allow us to see near and distant objects? This is through a process called accommodation. This again is another example of a reflex action. Your eye is able to focus light onto the retina by changing the shape of the lens. So for near objects, for the eye to be able to see objects that are close to it, the light needs to be refracted a lot. Therefore, the lens is made fat. In order to change the shape of the lens, the ciliary muscles contract, which causes suspensory ligaments to slacken. On the other hand, for distant objects, the light needs to be refracted less. Therefore, the lens is thinner. Therefore, the ciliary muscles relax, which causes the suspensory ligaments to be pulled.